Grand opening, grand closing. Welcome, my friends, my family, my fellow gamers. It's your only friend, these YouTube streets, Puerto77, with a couple of just news, chit chat, just welcome to the video. Thanks for rocking out. Appreciate you guys being here. Before I get to it, if you're new to the channel, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you check out my previous videos on recent content and information. And if you do like it, hey, hit the like button and subscribe, rock out with the channel. I hope you're part of the family, and I hope you're able to rock out Tuesdays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, 60 frames no lag podcast. Just here, hopefully for you guys to enjoy the content. But let's get with the news. So it's official. The Last of Us 2 Remastered has been announced. Let me put a little image over here. So as you can see, enjoy the footage. The 4K footage is out. January 19, 2024. Let's talk about some things that's been announced already that they're pushing. So I'm not gonna read the whole article, but I want to read just some quick tidbits. Last of Us Part 2 Remaster will feature enhanced graphics, including native 4K output in fidelity mode, 1440p upscale to 4K in performance mode, and unlock frame rate options for TVs that support VR, increased texture resolution, increased level of detail distances, improved shadow quality, animation, sampling rate, and more. It will bring the world of Part 2 story to life in richer, smoother detail, from the snow-swept mountains of Jackson, Wyoming to the rainy cityscapes of Seattle, Washington, and should make a first visit or a return trip to the complex journeys of Ellie and Abby all the more engrossing. All right, let's just talk about the why behind this, right? We're not going to go into that outrage or whatever. We're just going to talk the logical sense, right? The TV show was out. We all know about that. It was a big hit. It was a huge hit and stuff. And Sony, Naughty Dog released The Last of Us 1 remake. It was extremely successful. The game kept selling month after month, and they introduced a new audience. So besides appeasing the fans of the game, to which many fans, in their opinion, is the greatest game they ever played, now they get to replay it in better form, whatever. That's those fans that are huge fans of The Last of Us and can't wait to play this game. But the important part is the new fans, the fans that never played the game before, and their first experience after watching a TV show was The Last of Us 1 remake on the PS5. Well, guess what? Once you go from that, you can't just go to the PS4 version and play The Last of Us 2, just the PS4 version. They're probably going to want to play a game that's at least as enhanced as the first thing that they played. So that's what this version does, right? The Last of Us 2 Remastered boosted up, better graphics, better performance, all this good stuff for that new audience. Now, let me show you this. I'm going to put this up on the screen, right? Bear with me. As you can see, for those that's about to jump on, you can see there's an upgrade path. Now, months ago, to include this channel in a lot of conversational talk, when the first rumor of The Last of Us 2 remake remaster, we weren't sure which is which, there was talk like, great, another $70 game, blah, blah, blah. You're playing the same game, pay another $70. Well, this is more of a remaster than a remake. And because it's a remaster, you can upgrade the version of the copy you already have for just $10. That's actually not bad, especially considering they added more stuff to it. There's like different modes, or not different modes, but they added new modes. Let me talk about it. The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered is designed, and I know you can't read it, so I'm reading it for you. It's designed to let you dig deep in both development mechanics. Chief among these is a brand new mode called No Return, a roguelike survival mode designed to let players prove their mettle and randomized encounters, experience The Last of Us Part 2's combat and first experience. The mode includes a host of playable characters to choose from, some playable for the first time in The Last of Us franchise, which you may have spotted in our trailer, who each come with their own traits to suit different playstyles. Players will chart their own course on each run, choosing between various stealth and combat encounters that will pit you against a range of enemies with unique twists that can add new unexpected factors to any given encounter. Each run will offer a new chance to decide what rewards you get after each encounter, how you spec out your character, and more. Unlock more character skins and more as you progress to use in the mode, customize your own runs, and compete on a global leaderboard as part of the daily run. We're excited to share more about No Return as we get closer to launch, right? So besides that, there's also three levels that was part of the initial development but never made the cut. Now they added that too. So for $10, you are getting a new gameplay mode, more gameplay levels, obviously the better graphics, the better frame rates, just a better experience. So if you never played The Last of Us 2, just like The Last of Us 1 remake, right? The Last of Us 1 remake, I was like, whatever, somebody's gonna play it. But people asked me, would I recommend it? And my answer was, if you never played The Last of Us 1, then you need to play the remake. Do not go play the PS4 remaster, and definitely don't play the PS3. Play the best version for your first experience. And I'm going to say that again for this one. If you never played The Last of Us 2, even if you already own the PS4 disc and for whatever reason, it just ended up in your backlog, you never bothered to play it for whatever reason, you own it, do not play it now. Wait until this update patch comes out, pay the $10, play The Last of Us 2 in its best form. This is it. Now, I would imagine eventually there's going to be a PC port for this game. So the PC gamers, I know some people are asking, what's the PC version? I can announce it. You're probably going to get an announcement closer to when the show is about to start. I think that was similar. But anyway, probably 3, 4 months, 5 months from now, they'll have the PC version ready for you guys to buy. I don't think this game is going to be $70. I think it's going to be $50, right? Because this is a remaster. It's not the full scope. It's not the built from the ground up in every detail like the remake. So I think you'll be fine right there, right? Is there anything else that I could push? Nope. I think the big deal is just the, $10 expansion pack. You know what I mean? I mean the $10 upgrade path. I mean, you can't really be mad at that, right? Here's a piece of advice. If you never owned the game, right, and now you're interested, go buy the game now. Or if you see it on Black Friday deals, you could probably, or buy a used copy in GameStop. Well, GameStop's probably raising the price now that this came out. But you probably could find a used copy or a deal or a sell somewhere, and you could probably get the PS4 game for like $10-15 and then hold on to it. And then when the January 19th, the game releases and you're able to buy the $10 upgrade, you could probably end up maybe paying $20-25, maybe $35 total, depending how, you do stuff. But go get a copy. If you were interested in this, go get a copy right now and you'll be good, right? Because I think the actual PS5 copy will probably be around $50. You'll probably save yourself $20 or more if you do it that way. And you'll be all right, okay? So, now, how do I feel about this remaster? I said, listen, just wake me up when Naughty Dog finally releases a new game. I mean, that's it. That's what it is, right? I'm not going to be out here pretending woe is me, whatever. 2024, right off the bat, it's all about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth in February. I know there's Helldivers. I'm not big on multiplayer as I used to be, but I know there's a lot of people excited about that. I'm really looking forward to see if Los Solicides is a 2024 game. Stellar Blade could potentially be out there. Phantom 1-0 something. There's just a lot of games are out there for 2024 that Sony, put in some legwork, with developers to get out there in the PlayStation 5 that I'm looking forward to. When it comes to Naughty Dog, listen, when their new single player experience, whether it's a new IP or a sequel to either Uncharted or The Last of Us 3, whatever, when that comes out, come holla at me. Until then, it is what it is. Let's not all be idiots here, all right? People want this. People want games, okay? Just because it doesn't cater to me or to them, it is what it is. But there's a lot of new gamers that have played The Last of Us via the remake, so this is for them just as well. It is what it is. Let me tell you something. I can't stand racing games, but I'm not going to say don't create Gran Turismo 7, stop supporting it. Not going to do that and stuff. The very biggest people who have the most animosity behind this decision, like really bad, like me, I want to, I'm like, man, 5 years without a brand new Naughty Dog game, man, that's crazy, right? But I'm like, all right, fuck it. Like I said, when it happens, happens. But there's people that are raging, and they're not even PlayStation dudes. They're primarily Xbox dudes who hardly play PlayStation. Like, bro, you hardly play PlayStation. right? And you really only play 3, 4. When you do play PlayStation, it's usually like the very biggest games, like not exclusives in general, right? Because I guarantee some of you guys are not gonna go play Lost Side, right? You're not gonna go look for a Stellar Blade and stuff like that. There's a lot of games that look amazing, but they're not the top tier, most marketed games, right? But they're exclusive to the platform, but you completely ignore that. So pretty much, you guys bought a PlayStation really for like 5 games. It's got to be a game from Sony Band, Sony Santa Monica, Guerrilla, Naughty Dog. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the only games you're going to play on PlayStation. You're not going to play anything else on there. So if it doesn't come from Naughty Dog, doesn't come from Guerrilla, it doesn't come from Santa Monica, it doesn't come from Sony Band or Sucker Punch, that's it. Yeah, you guys are tapped out. And then you look at the console like, oh man, this console has no games. Well, you literally diminish the entire thing of what the console does. And I'm not talking about multiplat. Multiplat, sure, play it on your Xbox, whatever, right? But if you said you play PlayStation for exclusives, then you look at all the exclusives. But you don't. You only look at 5 developers. 5. That's it. And you wonder why you hardly playing your PS5. But yet you'll play any bullshit. You know what? That's none of my business. Y'all do what you do, you know. But speaking of that, let's go over to the next topic. So the next topic that's interesting is PlayStation Portal. Now, this is what I found weird about this, right? Now let me really talk about that. When Portal was first officially announced, because we had the rumor about the remote device and it sounded crazy. Then the official unveiling, you know, the official information came out, and we obviously give our opinions, you know, decisions, whatever. Ultimately, though, it's defined as a remote play device that you connect to your PS5. That's ultimately what Sony did. And once that was officially announced, we all understood that it is not a dedicated handheld. It's not like the Switch. It's not like the Steam. It doesn't do things like a phone. It wasn't built to do that. Sony decided to just make a remote-only play device so you can remote play games from your PS5. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what they did. That's literally what the device is, right? At the time when Sony first announced it, many people said, this is a stupid idea. They should have made a dedicated handheld device, the Vita 2. They would have bought it. I call bullshit. And I'm not saying the person who said that wouldn't buy it. I'm saying in general, I call bullshit because no one really bought the Vita 1. It only sold 11 million. So stop it. That product would have instantly failed, right? Number 2, I'm glad they didn't make that decision. Why the hell do I want, personally, Sony to now create another dedicated device that they have to provide resources to? Sony has their hands full enough with their console, whatever strategy they're doing with PC, and the VR. That's it. Stop there, right? Even Nintendo, when you look at Nintendo, they kind of streamlined their process. Before, Nintendo had consoles and they had handhelds. They had 2 products that they had to split resources for. They had to make their handheld games, the 3DS, the DS, Game Boy Advance. They had to make games for that exclusive. And then they had their consoles, N64, GameCube, Wii, you know, Super NES. And they split their first party resources between them 2. Generally speaking, when you look at Nintendo, their handheld business was much more successful than their console business because their handheld business side did not stop. They remained king in the handheld side forever. There was no generation that any product beat it. The closest was PSP, but that was really on the beginning. In the long run, DS stomped the shit out of the PSP. It is what it is, right? Now, Nintendo doesn't have that issue. They have one product, the Switch. And it's primarily, let's be honest, it's primarily a mobile device, but you can play that mobile device on the TV. But they're not splitting resources on another device. It's primarily the Switch. They do everything in the Switch. Every game and first party title that they make, boom, the Switch. That's it. Simple. Not splitting resources. Would have been a terrible idea if Sony now had to create another device that demands exclusive. Do not act like the handheld wouldn't have needed exclusives. It would have needed exclusives, and to make exclusives for that just one device would be crazy. Would be crazy. Especially when we're complaining about the PS5, let's say in this case Naughty Dog. Guarantee you guys who want Naughty Dog to make an exclusive on the Vita 2. Come on, cut that out, right? But With that said, it is understood the Portal is just a remote device, right? That's it. Doesn't do anything else, right? Let me show a video right now, all right, of someone who brought a good point. Now, this is from Cut Down on Gaming. Cut Down, cool dude. He feels the transporter's dog shit as he looks deeper into his offerings, right? And he brings up a point. I'm going to show you the point he brings up, right? I want y'all to take a look at this, and then obviously I'm going to adjust it, all right? But we're just going to see. I would just want y'all to listen, okay?
Can the PlayStation Portal do this? Can it run Netflix? Can it watch movies at the same time while playing games? Can the PlayStation Portal do that? Can it? It's not a practical device. You only can stream games. Why would I bring that to work when I can do this at work, at lunch? Two things in one.
All right. You saw his points. Now, let's look at the facts. He is right. The Portal cannot do any of that. It wasn't built to do that. Does not play games natively. Wasn't built to watch Netflix. Wasn't built to watch movies, listen to music, all that stuff, right? Doesn't have internal cellular to connect to the network on its own. It does not have these capabilities. It was not built to do with that. So items that, or, peripherals that are built to do that, they're gonna be a better consideration if you are looking for those things. That's just the reality, right? But here's where I have a fundamental problem with that logic, though. Now hear me out. Let's say you want a vehicle, and then a vehicle, right? Some type of car, vehicle, pretty much something that has an engine, a transmission, four wheels, and you drive. But this specific vehicle has to do something. You want a vehicle that, let's say you're a homeowner, you got a boat, so it needs to tow your boat. You want it to be able to load, projects, maybe when you have projects in your yard, so you want it to load concrete, pretty much home projects. You can load up and put a lawnmower on it. You want something that's capable to do housework, be able to tow your boat, your trailer, this stuff. You want a certain type of vehicle that can do these capabilities. So what are you going to go after? You're going to go after something like this. You're going to look for a truck, right? Has four wheels, engines, transmissions. You know it's capable. Hell, you see right there that it's towing a boat. That is exactly what you're going to go for because you know it was built for that capability, right? Guess what you're not going to do? Guess what you're not going to do? You're not going to go to a dealership and go into the lot that has a vehicle that are these. You're not going to go there. You're not going to go in that lot and complain that this vehicle that was built cannot tow your boat, cannot get all the construction stuff, concrete to help you with projects and all that stuff. You're not going to just bash this product simply because it's unable to meet your needs. Why? Because they did not build this vehicle to do that. It was not built for that. So what you're going to do is you're going to ignore it. You're going to go after the product that meets your needs. This is the product that meets your needs. This is the product. This is what you're going to go for. Now, what you're going to do is, this is just one brand. This is a Chevy Silverado. You're going to compare it to the Ford 350 and to maybe another brand, the Nissan Titan. You're going to look at similar trucks that was built with similar functionality and see which one does it better. Which one can tow the most work? Which one has the most torque? That's what you're going to look for. You're not going to go after and complain on the internet that this doesn't do the job. That doesn't make sense. It wasn't built for that. Right? So with that said, right? And I'll put this back up. The real question is this. Does this phone do all those things better than other smartphones? Because other smartphones do picture-in-picture, stream Netflix, remote play. Are they better than your phone? Did you pick the inferior phone, the inferior device among all other devices? Are there better devices that do the job better than yours? That's how you do comparative things. Comparing this to a device that's not built to do this, sure, it's going to win. Duh. Just like the Chevy Silverado is going to smoke check the Honda Accord all day when it comes to towing and construction stuff and projects and just loading stuff. No shit. Hello? But does your phone do a better job than, let's say, I think, what's that? Is that most likely an iPhone? That's most likely an iPhone? Yeah. Is that phone better than Samsung? That phone most likely is an iPhone, I think, right? What if a Samsung gamer and says to you, cut down, your iPhone is trash. The Samsung does everything better than your phone. Look at this picture-in-picture. Look at the quality. Look at this. You can do 2 pictures and it does all that stuff. That's what you need to compare it to. Similar like devices with similar capabilities, and who does that capabilities better, right? Here's the thing, right? This is what I don't understand. We all knew the Portal was a remote device specifically for the PS5, and to us, that's a very niche audience. I said, this is not going to be a mainstream thing. It's no way it's going to be like the Switch. No way it's going to be like the Steam Deck. It's just not. It's a very niche device. One, only PS5 owners can buy it. So that's right off the bat. Anybody can buy Steam. Anybody can get a phone. Anybody can get a Switch. It's not tethered to anything. This device is tethered to PS5. So now you're just looking at really the PS5 consumer. That's really the only consumer that would be interested in this. If you don't have a PS5, this device is it's not for you. You don't have a PS5, so why are you even looking at this product? Doesn't make sense. You don't have a PS5. This has nothing to do with you. It wasn't made for you. You know? So why are you putting your 2 cents when you don't even have the main device that is intended to use for? Doesn't really make sense. That would be like me complaining, you know, I can't even, whatever. Right now, I can't even think about it. Right? Ultimately, right? It's going to be for a niche audience. So why, and we already knew it was a limited device. So why over the last couple of days, everybody's freaking out? I'm going to tell you why everybody's freaking out. Now, some of you don't realize this, right? I don't think Cut Down is part of this group. He's definitely not. But the group that's really been antagonized over this is Xbox fanboys. I'm just going to say it. It is them, all right? Only because they want this product to fail from a business perspective. They don't want people to buy it, right? They want it to be a sales failure, and right now that is not happening. The item is being sold out. Now, we don't know how many items they shipped. Could be just 10,000, could be 100,000, could be 500,000. We don't know. But whatever items they did ship, it's being sold out across the board. A lot of people are buying it. A lot of people want this, you know, and it's okay for them to want this, right? Now, some people, again, I don't get it. You could have bought a Steam and whatever. It's the same thing. You have gamers with gaming PCs, but for whatever reason, they primarily play on consoles, despite having a technical, superior performing product. They still game on the console. Why? Sometimes simplicity is what people pay for. Simple. Just a simple device that does simple things and doesn't do a lot of stuff. Some people don't want devices that do a lot of stuff, right? Because it seems like almost every device has to do a lot of stuff. Some people just want a basic thing, right? You got refrigerators right now that literally has TVs on it. It scans all your food. It creates your list and all this stuff and bombards your phone, constantly reminding you that you're out of milk, you're out of butter, all this stuff. And some people, they just want a refrigerator to keep stuff cold. That's it. They don't want it connected on the internet. They don't want to troubleshoot all this stuff. They don't want it, the thing creating lists for them, constantly reminding them to do stuff. Just shut the hell up and keep my food cold. That's it. That's all I need you to do. And some people just want that. It's just simplicity in this whole thing, right? But what's going on is, because it's actually selling, it's hurting the whole PlayStation smearing campaign narrative. They want this thing to fail so they can hurt Sony PlayStation financially. And I'm thinking, this is some crazy stuff. Like, why go that far? Like, why pocket watch gamers on what they buy and actually get mad at what they're buying with their own money? And then it dawned on me. I'm thinking, I know what these fanboys want. And it's clear why they want it. What they want is the PlayStation 3 generation back. And I'm not talking about the good parts, where Sony really was grinding games, really was trying to do these multiplayers, just pushing games. No. That's not the part of the PS3 generation they want. They want the part where things was failing, when the console was not selling, when these ancillary devices that PlayStation 3 was releasing, like the 3D TV, the Move, and all this other stuff, wasn't selling. The PlayStation 3i not selling. That's what they want. Because what that does is it puts PlayStation in a financial strain, which makes it harder for them to create games, create products, get third-party deals. And with a weaker PlayStation, that helps put Xbox in a better position to be successful, which will happen with 360. With less people buying PS3s, things are failing and all that stuff. That gave people the option to be like, you know what? This is not a good product, but the Xbox 360 is looking good. I'm going to go get that. And that's what they want back. They want PlayStation at its weakest, so that way now Xbox brand has a chance to be considered and say, you know what, I'm going to go for Xbox brand. It's a much better position. A lot of things are failing PlayStation. And that's what this whole smearing campaign is about. Brother, stop it. Like, what is wrong with y'all? All right? PlayStation already dusted Xbox in the console market. This gen's a wrap. It's over. Like, there's nothing Xbox is going to do to return and spin around. Stop it. PlayStation dusted Xbox this year. You're going to have to wait till next generation. 2028, 2029, 30. Come back then. This gen is over. Right? Microsoft punted they kicked the field goal way off mark. They punted it into the stands. They kicked it into the stands. No good. You missed the field goal, buddy. It's over. Go home. You're done. Stop this nonsense. No one's going to listen to this fake outrage on the internet. It's not working. People on their own are deciding what they want. And for whatever reason, a lot of gamers want this Portal, or, at least the initial launch. They're enjoying it. I'm even seeing some big Twitter accounts, like the 2K fan accounts and stuff like that. They actually posted J-Dub's video of his son playing a game. And this big account for 2K has like 100,000 followers and talking about it. It said, imagine playing 2K on this thing. And a lot of gamers were positive about it. 2K gamers. They're like, yo, this is probably the best way to play 2K. Much better. And some said much better than that little phone. It was a whole community of just talking that this looks better playing 2K on the go than what they already have. But guess what? That's on them. That's their choice and stuff, right? Don't understand this huge level of pocket watching. The criticism of the Portal, we already talked about it. Even I criticized it, but that's it. But you guys ain't criticizing the Portal anymore. You guys are mad at the decision that people still chose to buy Portal over some of the stupid devices. Some of y'all say, oh, you could have bought an iPad. I'm like, oh man, you guys are just hurting, bro. Like, you guys are hurting now. Now you guys want to decide what people buy. Stop it. Just cut it out, man. Cut this out. Listen. We all have our issues with certain products, right? But me, I am not going to go out of my way and tell people you can't buy that. You need to buy this. It's your money. You buy what the hell you want. And if you guys are so worried about what other people get and buy, here's a piece of advice. This is what you do. If you really want people to own stuff that you want them to own, then what you need to do is you need to contact them, get their PayPal or their Cash App, and tell them, hey, I'm going to buy the product for you because I want you to own this. And that's how you do it. That's how you make sure people own what you want them to own. You buy it for them. You contact them and you give them the product. If you don't want them to own the Portal and you want them to own the Steam Deck or the Switch or the Rogue Ally or the iPad, whatever, then you contact them. You ask for their Cash App or whatever method to pay, right? and you give them the money and tell them buy it and own it, that's what you're going to play on. When you do that, then that's it. They'll own it. If you're not willing to do that, then shut the, you know the rest. This is your only friend, these YouTube streets, PorterRock77. Thank you for rocking out to the channel. I will see you guys soon. Take care. Peace. Grand opening, grand closing.